Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to PBTV. I'm Stu, and we're live on YouTube and Facebook. And I am very excited to go over this. These have literally just landed with us today. Been waiting for a while for them. Very excited about them. I think they're going to be absolutely incredible. People starting out, been in Airsoft a while. These are really, really cool. But what is it? So this is the Double Eagle M917G UTR. People that have seen the Falcon control system before, this has the same gearbox inside it. So if you've had a try of one of them, you know what this thing is capable of with the tech that's inside it. And this is extremely budget friendly. I can't believe what they are on for. So if this is something that you are interested in, you're interested in an SMG that has some sort of very advanced features for something in this sort of category, and you're not wanting to sort of just sit in that normal M4 platform, you want something a little bit different in maybe the 45. Obviously, the mags are a little bit bigger than sort of a 9mm, like a true small caliber SMG platform. So this is based around the 45 caliber, but it's got some very sort of similar aspects to other platforms. Some of the markings on the side look like the PCC 45. We've got like an AR type stock on the back. But as always, if there's anything you want to know about this, any part of it you want me to cover more in depth, ask your questions down below, and we will flash it up on screen as quickly as possible. I will normally go front to back, and then we'll cover the gearbox at the end and how you can control it and how you can program it, etc. So out the box, this thing is coming in at about 345 FPS. I think we had one that knocked on the door of 349, but it sort of settled around that 345, which is incredible for something of this sort of size, barrel length, hop, and everything like that. Out the box, getting something so incredibly consistent is absolutely awesome. Coming to the front, as you can see, there is a little shroud on here. So unscrewing that reveals the 40mm counterclockwise thread. So again, we've had to play around with different accessories, what looks cool on it, etc. And we will be putting a bundle together in the very near future. Coming back, we do have flip-up sort of high-sighted iron sights. We've got a pin at the front and an aperture at the back. As you might be able to see, there are low sight versions as well. So if you can get a decent cheek weld, you can almost use these similar to pistol iron sights. But if you want to flip them up, you've got the pin and the aperture, all adjustable with windage and elevation, etc. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to fold these away, put a dot on there, put a torch, all the accessories you want on the top, because you do have a single monolithic piece of 20mm rail going all the way across the top. So there's loads of space. You could probably fit a pec box, a dot sight, a magnifier, anything that you want on here. Other bits of rail, as you can see in the box, you get these little covers. So we've got a cover on one side, a cover on the other, and then a hand stop style grip on the bottom. If for whatever reason you wanted to put accessories on there, you do get 2 sections of 20mm rail. So these simply screw on. The screws are included as well. So you can screw these onto the side, fit a torch, fit a laser system, fit a grip to the bottom. So those are included, which is always a great bonus. The charging handle that is on the side, pulling that back, it does lock the door open. The charging handle, there's no tool or anything. This comes loose in the box. It is in the bag with the rail parts and everything like that, and it allows it to be ambidextrous. You simply push it in, clicks into place, and you've got a right or left-handed charging handle. If you not want it on, you can just leave it off. But again, you do need that charging handle on to be able to get to your hop unit. Lucas recently bought a 1911 from you, and it's amazing. Thanks for a great company. Thank you very much, Lucas. The 1911 to go very, very well with this. If you're having the 1911 as a sidearm and you're wanting something SMG, this is definitely something to look at. But appreciate the nice comment. So looking inside the door, you will find a rotary style hop unit. Again, I harp on about every time we see it. The rotaries are really good for consistency. The normal gear ones can sort of very slightly adjust over a very long period of time, but they can adjust with a lot of rounds put through them. The rotary ones are a little bit more consistent from shot to shot. As you can see, there is a paddle on this side as well as the other. Pressing that, short sharp clink, and the door goes closed. Scotty, is the rail M-lock? No, the actual sections in here are just weight-saving holes. The rail system is sort of semi-proprietary. So on the top, you've got 20mm. On the side, you can see all these little holes, and then there's little screws with these covers on. There actually is 20mm rail sections. So if you wanted to put rail on this, you have to physically put it on, but the rail sections do come in the box with it. So you've got 20mm on the top, and then on the side, right side, left side, and bottom are blank. So you can then screw these hand stop or covers on there, or you can take them off and simply put the 20mm rail sections on. You can put them at the front, back, put them wherever you want. And again, you're putting the rail exactly wherever you want an accessory. So if you want in a grip, you can put it on the bottom. Want a torch, put it on the side. Pec box, you can just put that on the top. Very, very convenient, very modular, and very lightweight as well. Because obviously, this thing feels like it's going to be quite thick, but not having to put the rail on makes it very, very ergonomic, especially for an SMG platform. Paul Eastwood, one of our regulars. What's the weight like? So this is a full polymer platform, and you can see how I'm throwing it around. It is quite light. This thing comes in at about 2.2 kilos. Obviously, we know BBs or battery in it, just out the box as it is. So it is an extremely light platform. And again, because there's nothing really up the front apart from the sort of rail section and the barrel, etc., you've got the motor and the gearbox are all back here. So the weight is centralized about here. So again, when this thing's shouldered, very well balanced, very, very, very easy to use, and going to be absolutely incredible in CQB environments. This thing will perform outdoors. Just because it's an SMG, don't write it off if you're a regular woodland players. As I said earlier, this thing's rocking in at about 345 FPS, so it is absolutely incredible. So coming a little bit further back to some further controls, as you can see, there is a fire selector on that side. Move it on this side, moves that side. So we do have an ambidextrous fire selector. The fire selector is how the control system and the falcon system inside is controlled, but I will go through that in a second, what this thing has. As I said, the charging handle can be swapped over, so you've got ambidextrous there. The bolt hold open paddle is ambidextrous, you've got one on both sides. The mag release is at the back here, so simply pressing that with your thumb releases the magazine. If you're not a fan of this style of mag release, you can, and in the box, get this. So as you can see, this will replace that mag release, and it becomes, rather than having to do it with your thumb, you could simply do it with your finger on a point here, or even left-handed. So it is a ambidextrous mag release as is, but there's a secondary style ambidextrous mag release in the box. So again, options on this are just astronomical. They've included everything in the box that you need, which is really, really cool. And sort of rather than having them as extra bits that you have to get hold of if you want them, they're just in the box already, which I think is an excellent, excellent thing. Reaper, how many sling points does she have? I think currently on here there is only the one at the back, but it can be swapped around. So there's maybe 2 or 3 actually. So proper fixed sling points, we do have one on the stock here, and then we do have a QD one on the back of the stock there. So off the bat, probably only 1 or 2. There's maybe a sling point that you could manufacture there if you just wanted to put a strap through there. But again, with this, I think they've tried to make it as modular, and with it being so lightweight, slings aren't going to be that essential, but you could quite easily put a rail hoop on there and sling it at the front if you wanted a 2-point, but a single point would go at the back on the left-hand side, or you could put a QD bit in these 2 little dots that are at the back here. There's a matching one on the other side. Magazine-wise, 45 ACP style magazine. It is a mid-cap. So 120 rounds in this. The one thing that we did find is that it's almost the flared magwell on this is probably one of the best and easiest ones to sort of be accurate with mag changes. It slides in dead easy. It drops out when you need to get rid of the mag. So mag changes on this are going to be very fast, very efficient, and you're not going to be out of the fight for long. So getting the spare mags, definitely worth it. And with it being 120 mid, getting a few extra is definitely worth it. But if we do put a bundle together, don't worry about that. We'll add a couple of mags to it. ODST, what size in a barrel does she feature? So we've not been able to find the exact spec on the bore, but with it being the Falcon system, it will be similar to the other M4 ones, but we wanted to confirm before we actually put that on the description. So if you keep an eye on that, we will put all the specs on there, but it is a standard sort of, probably about a 280 to 300 mil in length, but we've not found the exact spec of it yet, and we don't want to guess, so we've not put it on yet. As soon as we do find out, that will be on the tech description underneath this on the website. But again, with it being sort of 345 FPS, there's going to be nothing to change. So whatever barrel is in this, it's going to be perfectly serviceable. It's going to be perfectly fine. It'll be consistent. It'll be accurate. Indoors, outdoors, this thing is going to be absolutely savage, I do believe. It's short enough to wield indoors. It's got the power to run outdoors. It'll be accurate. And obviously it has the Falcon control system, which has some really cool features. I'll quickly cover the stock, which has been seen on various ARs in the past, but seeing it on SMG, I think it does match the vibe a little bit. It has a little bit of that sort of SGR shotgun look, but sort of squashed down into a 45 caliber rather than shotgun. And I do think it's very, very cool. So at the bottom here, sliding that out, you do get a lot of movement with that, and there is a metal little clip just here where my hand is, and that is how you take this off and add your battery. This entire section, just in time, what size battery is it? So this whole section here is all battery space. So you can see this come out. This whole section is available for battery space. It is a Dean's connector out of the box because it's got that Falcon control system in there. They've picked the better one. There is a spare Dean's connector in the box if you don't have a battery that is there. So if you know what you're doing, you can swap your battery over, but make sure you are very tech-minded or get a tech to do it for you. So you have adjustment all the way out, and then you do have cheek riser adjustment as well that you can drop down into place. But again, this whole square section here is battery space. So you could quite easily fit 1450 size batteries in there and above. And with it being the Falcon control system, it is rated for 7.4 LiPo or 11.1 LiPo only. So it has a 6 to a 13 volt operating system in this. So if it detects too high a voltage or too low a voltage, it will shut down. So the actual Falcon control unit itself, that's where all the magic and sort of coolness happens. So if you've got a battery that's too low, it will vibrate and warn you. If you've got a battery that's too high, it'll vibrate and warn you. So it's got all these different error messages and systems in there that make it really, really safe to use. Drunken gamers, will you have the spare mags in stock? Yes, we have put them online. They are working through the delivery now. We just wanted to get these up and out and in front of you, but we have got mags on the way if they are not here already. Lots and lots and lots of the mags, but they are available. They will be on the website as soon as humanly possible, but this is on there right now. So the Falcon control unit, again on the description right down at the bottom, there is a full spec of how all the operating systems work, all the warning systems, all the vibrations, etc. This does have a binary trigger, and you can turn that on and off using the fire selector. You press and hold it for 3 seconds, turn it to a certain direction, pull the trigger a certain way. Again, I'm not trying to guess exactly what it is because it's all been described in a step-by-step process at the bottom of it. What that means is every time you pull the trigger, it will fire a BB. When you release, it will fire a BB. Please be aware that some sites deem that as full auto. If they're a semi-auto site, they will not let you use it. I know CQB sites, it's just a little bit too fast. But for outdoor gameplay, it keeps that semi-auto sort of round count, but at a bit of a higher rate of fire. So you can get a couple of double taps out with a single trigger pull. You're going to be more accurate. You're going to get cleaner hits, and you're going to get more rounds downrange without having to flick to full auto. Again, check with your site whether or not you're allowed to use the binary trigger, and again, adhere to them rules and just stick to your normal semi-auto. The trigger response on this is absolutely incredible. So even on semi-auto, it is a lot of fun. But having BB out, BB out, BB out, BB out, it is a lot of fun, and your accuracy, consistency, and sort of rounds on target are just going to be so much better with this system. I absolutely love it. Pew Pew Kaiju, awesome name. Might have missed this, but what type of gearbox does it use? So when we're referring to the Falcon control system, that is the MOSFET and the computer that is inside it, but this is a version 2 gearbox, I do believe. So it's the same as the M4, it's just in a slightly different receiver and package, but I do believe it is a version 2 gearbox. When we're referring to the Falcon control system, that is the MOSFET and the computer inside it, and it is a Dean's connector at the back. So again, loads of cool features. Very impressed with it, absolutely loving this thing, and I cannot wait for people to get these on the field and see how good they are. Even this thing packed away, so the stock itself does fold, so bringing that around, it does come in at about 45 centimeters. So again, very easy to pack away, very easy to transport. If you look at some of the para cases, this thing is really cool, will fit into some of the smaller boxes. Once it is all the way out, you're looking at about 70-ish centimeters, all the way to full stock out, etc. So very easy to transport. Get yourself a hard case with it, throw your spare mags in, batteries, etc. You're not carrying around big bulky cases, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Sheelan Gatehouse on YouTube. Just got my Titman through the door. Thank you very much, guys. Well, thank you very much, Sheelan. I hope you enjoy it. There's a load of different Titmans out there. Don't know which one you got, but there's the Recoil, there's the Omega series. HPA is becoming very popular nowadays, purely because it is very consistent, very accurate, and people have a lot of fun with it. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could drop an engine in this and have a ton of fun. I think one of the guys mentioned wanting to do that to this. Having a little HPA SMG that looks like this would be absolutely awesome. So I'll cover a couple of its features again. If there's any final questions, please ask them, and we'll get to it as quickly as possible. So we do have a 14mm counterclockwise thread at the front for all the accessory features that you need, and we do have flip-up front and rear iron sights. The charging handle that I've put on the left-hand side does click out and go to the other side. When you get this, if you grab one, the charging handle is loose in the box and you have to fit it. There's no tools required. You simply click it into the side that you want, but you will need the charging handle fitted to be able to get to your hop unit. Pull it back. It does lock in place. Rotary hop, adjust that, and then you can press the paddle that's just there, and then you are good to go. 120 round mid-cap magazines. Very easy to get in and out. These things are very ergonomic. Again, those that have used stuff like this before, you will need specific pouches for them. I think that's probably the only downside that anyone picked up on this, is if you're running M4s currently and you jumped on something like this, you're going to need some very specific pouches for these, and they do stick quite a bit, so you will maybe need to lower your rig. These work really well as in a sort of wing position around here rather than at the front. They're just easier to get out, and again, they drop in really easily. As you can see, the mag release at the back there, operated by the thumb. If you are not a fan of that style of system, inside the box they do have a finger mag release. It replaces that one, and then that allows you to press the mag release with your finger on the side of the trigger guard almost. So again, giving you all the options. Again, inside the box we do have two rail sections. I've put the rail guards on here, the sort of rail covers. You can simply take these off. They're not on it in the box. You have to fit them. So these are all off, and the hand stop at the bottom is part of a rail cover. Simply take these off, put the rail section exactly where you need it, fit the accessories that you want. Very modular, very customizable, so you can make this exactly how you want it, and it is going to be an absolutely savage machine. Again, talking about the Falcon control system, battery space in this is huge. 1450 milliamp and up will quite easily fit in the box at the back here. Once you take the stock all the way off, simply clicks off, throw your battery in, and you're good to go. 7.4 volt and 11.1 volt ready, because the Falcon control system detects the voltage and operates accordingly. We do have a binary trigger option, so yeah, as you can see, I am in safe at the moment, but the trigger still pulls. It's because it is the type of system that we have in here. And again, at the bottom of the description, there is a full description on how to change all the settings using the fire selector down here. So you put it onto semi-auto, pull the trigger for 3 seconds, you enter a programming mode, you can change all sorts. You can put burst systems in here, you can put the binary trigger on. So for example, fire. Again, each BB, it'll come, a BB will fire with a trigger pull and a trigger release. So very cool, but please make sure that your site allows you to use binary triggers. Most CQB sites won't, because it is considered full auto.